Oh, hello. I'm Phil. I'm in my apartment, and I'm going to turn off the heater because it's making some background noise. And I just like to talk. Today's February 1st, 2026. Been listening to the radio, sports radio. I even made a phone call, and my comments went over the air. And they were talking about Michael Jordan and being maybe the best basketball player. My three best basketball players were that I personally saw play, and I'm 76 years old. Was Richie Guerin, Johnny Havlicek, and Jerry West. Those are my three best basketball players. Now maybe they weren't the actually the best basketball players that ever played in NBA basketball, but to me, they were the best I ever saw play. Now, regarding the New York Mets, they made some wonderful acquisitions, and I am very confident that they're going to have a very, very good season. And I'm a Yankee fan, by the way. I mean, they acquired Marcus Simeon, excellent player. Luis Robert Jr., excellent player. Jorge Polanco, excellent player. Bo Bichette, excellent player. Devin Williams, excellent player. Weaver, the pitcher, excellent player. Latitude they got from the Yank. Luke Weaver, excellent players. So the Mets have fortified their lineup. They've given it depth, and they should do very well, considering that have they already have other excellent players that will be in the lineup. Lindor, for instance, and the other fellow who came from the Yankees. I'm not going to mention his name. You know who he is. Name, okay, I'll mention his name. Juan Soto. Okay, so they have a tremendous lineup, tremendous. And regarding the pitching will work itself out. Don't worry about it. Now I'm not really a Mets fan. I'm a Yankee fan. I go to about 30 Yankee games every year, give or take. And the Yankees, they've done exactly what I hoped that they would do. Make very few changes. Last year, the Yankees won 94 games, and any team that wins 94 games is a team that's good enough to go all the way to make it into the playoffs and go all the way to the World Series. Okay? Because the playoffs are a crapshoot. Okay? Now it's just a matter of making it into the playoffs. Before, in years past, it was just a matter of making it into the World Series. That's not the case anymore. Now you make it into the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, you have a shot for the World Series. So the rules have changed. And now the measure of excellence and the measure of accomplishment and the measure of success is not whether you make it to the World Series. Because the World Series is practically an afterthought already. But whether you make it to the playoffs and can advance. That's the measure of success. To me, it is. So that's what I think. The weather has been unusually cold over the past few days. In some parts of the region of New York City, the temperature has gone down below zero. That, for this area, is very, very abnormal temperature. Okay? It is not normal for the temperature in this area to go down below zero. But it did. And it may go down below zero again. A few days ago, we got hit, we meaning the New York City area, got hit with a big snowstorm. Wasn't the biggest in history, but it was pretty big, pretty big. And that was followed by the temperature dipping to almost historic levels. And now I'm in my apartment. I've been sitting next to my HVAC unit, which provides warmth, but I turned it off because the HVAC unit makes a lot of background noise, and I don't want it to interfere with my communications that I'm engaged in right now with you, whoever you are. I've been listening to FAN, that's a sports radio network, all afternoon, and the conversation has been very, very insightful and very illuminating. And I listened to experts on the New York Yankees and New York Mets deliver their assessments and prognostications for how these teams would do, in the 2026 season. And I listened very carefully, and I was very impressed with what was discussed. Very, very impressed. You know, baseball is a very unique game. It's the only game that I know of where the defense actually possesses the ball. In other sports, it's the offense that possesses the ball. But in baseball, it's the defense that possesses the ball. And in baseball, they measure errors. They keep statistics on errors. That's because in baseball, errors occur. And the fans, they complain about the players making errors. They all make errors, and the ball gets thrown around, and sometimes the ball gets dropped, and the ball takes off, and the ball gets misplayed. That's baseball. It's part of the game. So when you see a baseball player at the ballpark during a game, fumbling the ball, throwing it away, it sails over to somebody's head or it hits somebody, it's part of the game. Statistics are even kept on it. And the reason for that being it's expected. It's part of the game. Being hit by the pitch, dropping the ball, throwing the ball over somebody's head. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. It's called baseball, and there's no other game like it. No other game. Now today is Saturday. Next, or no, I'm sorry. Today is Sunday. Next Sunday will be the Super Bowl. So it's going to be Seattle playing New England. To me, it's a crapshoot. Who can really say who's going to win with any kind of certainty? Two excellent teams. They made it through the playoffs. They're ready. They're primed for action. Anything can happen. Yet the prognosticators are trying to make predictions. Anything to generate a news story. Anything to generate fan interest. But it's a crapshoot, like I said before. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Now I'm saying that may seem obvious to you, but apparently to other people it's not obvious because people that I've heard, they're trying to make predictions on the game. My prediction is anything can happen. Both teams are equally matched. They've won their games. They're in the playoffs. They're in the Super Bowl now. So let's see what happens. I'm sure a lot of money is riding on these games. But I would tell people who's betting on the games um, that it's a crapshoot. There's no certainty about it. Anything can happen. Some people may say it's going to be a defensive game. It could wind up being a tremendous amount of scoring, and other people would say it's going to be a defensive game, a high scoring game, and a wind up that both defenses, you know, measure up and clamp down on their respective teams, the opposition. Anything can happen. Anything. A few days ago, over the past few days, I should say, certain personages in the history of sports have passed away. Two of whom I want to mention right now. Um, John Brody, who was a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, and Phil Goyette, who was a hockey player for the New York Rangers. These were two of the best players of their era, and they garner almost no comment. In fact, no comment whatsoever, except from me. They were great players. John Brody was up there with Unitas and Tarkenton, two other great players. He was up there with them. That's how good he was. He was an MVP, 1970. He was a quarterback that replaced Y.A. Tittle, who the 49ers traded to the New York Giants. And what happened with Tittle is now legendary. Tittle became arguably the best quarterback the Giants ever had in their entire history, even though he never won a title. Under Tittle's leadership, the Giants made it into the playoffs. I'm sorry, into the championship game 3 straight seasons. They played the Green Bay Packers twice, and they played the Chicago Bears once. Just because Tittle didn't win, that doesn't mean he wasn't the greatest. He was the greatest. He changed how the quarterbacks play the game. He threw 33 touchdown passes in 1962. He threw 36 touchdown passes in 1963. Okay, and that's when the NFL played 14 games. Now they played 17 games. Tremendous player, Y.A. Tittle. Tremendous. Somebody might say, "Well, Phil, you talk about players that played in the 1960s, and it's a long time ago." My response to that is, well, if I was alive at that time, it's not that long ago. Y.A. Tittle, when he played, I was alive. When Johnny Unitas played, I was alive. When John Brody played, I was alive. When Richie Guerin played, I was alive. When Johnny Havlicek played, I was alive. When Jerry West played, I was alive. Not that long ago. Let's remember these guys. They mattered. What they did meant something. Now, there are some who question whether or not Michael Jordan was not the best player was the best player in the history of the NBA. Who can question that? The record speaks for itself. Who anybody who claims that they're knowledgeable about sports and about NBA basketball cannot possibly argue that Michael Jordan was not the greatest player in the history of the NBA. Now, this has nothing to do with who I personally saw playing, who I personally saw felt was the best, okay? I'm basing that based on who I personally witnessed play. But Michael Jordan, come on. Anybody could. Michael Jordan produced. He produced. Forget about it. There can be no discussion about this. The statistics speak for itself. Now there are some who may compare Jordan with Mr. LeBron James. Who can argue that LeBron James is one of the greatest players in the history of NBA basketball? And okay, if somebody thinks that James is better than Jordan, so be it. Go with it. It's okay. But let's not talk about Michael Jordan in terms that would suggest that he is anything less than the greatest. That is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Then I heard some comments that he doesn't sign autographs. Who cares? So what? What's the difference? I have over 100 plus autographs in my collection of autographs. Almost all the players who sign, and I witnessed them sign, are deceased now. But I have their autographs. And I'm glad I had an opportunity to meet them, to pay them a few bucks, and to get their autographs. Every player who plays professional sports is a great player. The fact that they're getting paid money to play a game is proof enough that they are worthy of recognition. Proof enough. Right now, it's dark outside. The sun is set. I'm in my apartment. I'm talking to you. I hope you are doing well, and I hope that whatever I say has some meaning for you. What more can one say about sports? Sports is more than just a bunch of games. Sports is part of our culture. Sports is a venue where people showcase themselves, excel at activities that most people can't do. Most people could not hit a hard ball 400 feet for a home run. Most people cannot throw a football 60, 70 yards or 50 or 60 yards for a touchdown pass. Most people could not hit a 3-point jump shot. Most people cannot hit a hockey puck with a stick and put it into the net. So they admire people who can do that. And they pay big bucks to see that. And with good reason. Because they're seeing things sounds like a mental issue. They're witnessing accomplishments that most people could not do. And that is worthy of respect and worthy of being noted. So I have gone to many baseball games. Since 2022, I've attended about approximately 120 games at Yankee Stadium. I've seen Aaron Judge hit about, I think, at least 35 home runs. I've seen the Yankees themselves hit over the past 4 years, about 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. I would say about 80 or 90 home runs. And your visiting teams about 40 or 50, give or take. I don't have my stats in front of me. But I've seen it. I've witnessed it at Yankee Stadium. I haven't read about it. I've chronicled it. I've videoed many of these home runs. So it's something that I am thankful for that I'm able to. Well, let me put it like that. I'm thankful that I've had the opportunity to witness some very, very exciting sports events at Yankee Stadium. Very exciting. Walk-off home runs, incredible plays, clutch hits, you name it. not only from the Yankees, but from the visiting team as well, because they're part of the mix. One of the things that I find a little bit objectionable about sports is that when you're rooting for the team and it's an opposition player, performs some incredible feat like hits three home runs or four home runs in a game, or throws a no hitter, or or does something like really spectacular, that should be noteworthy too, and the fans should applaud that. Not because they're happy that their team is losing as a result, but because they're acknowledging that what they've seen is actually unique and worthy of recognition. So that's how I feel about that. Right now, the temperature outside, according to what I saw in my online, was about 20. It's about 20 or 22 degrees. It's frigid weather, frigid, and the temperature tonight is supposed to go down about 5 degrees or 6 degrees. Whatever the case, it's going to be cold. And today is Sunday, like I mentioned earlier in this discussion. I'm here. A lot of people know me or have known me. Nobody's called me. So be it. So be it. I'm here by myself, but I'm talking to you. And that makes it all worthwhile, whoever you are. So, with that in mind, I think right now I will turn off the video. Wish you a fond adieu. Hope that all is well with you. And continue on my journey, such as it is, of life.